first I really didn't like it. I know it's mad now to think if someone took football away from me now, I think I'd go mad. So I'd go to these sessions and just pick grass and pick flowers, and I'd make little daisy chains and give them to my mum on the side and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just the way I was. The best thing about it, and probably the reason why I ended up getting involved with football eventually, was because my parents never put pressure on me. My dad kept bringing me, but almost said, if you want to play the tag games and go and pick flowers, you know. And my parents never forced me into doing anything. As long as I was a good lad, took care of other people, then really the world was my canvas, I suppose, and they still remind me of that today. My love of football comes from competition, to be honest. You know, I've always been so competitive, even those tag games that I'd play, and you know, if I was picking flowers, I wanted to pick the best ones, or if it was playing tag, I'd want to be the fastest ones. Growing up, I had a lot of problems, like, especially when I'd lose, I'd be a nightmare. I wouldn't want to shake people's hands and stuff, and obviously, I learned the hard way that you know, you have to always show that kind of respect. But yeah, definitely the competition is what drove me into loving the game. I've always took football from a day-by-day approach. You know, when people talk about set goals or you want to do this and do that, I always think, no, turn up every day, give the best of yourself every single day, whether it's in the gym, on the pitch, recovery, and then kind of see where it takes you, I suppose. If someone had said to me then that I'd spend 3 years in Germany, then go to Spain and never play in the Premier League or whatever, then I'd be like shocked, you know. So yeah, for me, it's just going with the flow, really. The main thing is you've got to really throw yourself into it. You have to go in with absolutely zero doubt. I remember when I went to Dortmund, there was a few other clubs that I could have gone to, but as soon as I signed, we spoke, didn't we, with the family about, you know, now that you've made this decision, I don't want to hear any talk about any other teams. We just throw ourselves into this completely. It's difficult sometimes, like throwing yourself into the culture, because that means you have to go out and about and people recognise you, and it's a hard time. But I do try and throw myself into that side of it as much as possible as well, and that's always made it a lot easier. And like I said, I know I sound like a broken record, but my teammates have always been great in helping me adapt as well. I want people to kind of acknowledge the things I'm doing right now, and then, you know, you perform well as a young player in the present, and everyone only talks about, oh yeah, but imagine what he's going to be like in the future, when now I'm performing to a good level. And you know, you almost don't want to keep hearing about your age, you just want to be able to play. But I suppose that's the game, and you know, especially at the minute, there's so many great young talents that people are so focused and so excited to see how the game's going to look in the future, whereas even right now there's young players that are really affecting high level games. So yeah, it can be a little bit frustrating, but from an overall point of view on the pitch, like I said, I still always feel really free. It's more off the pitch, if you let other things creep into your mind, then that becomes a little bit stressful. But like I said, a great support system always helps me to stay pretty focused on the task. 5 years, hopefully 5 Champions Leagues, or a European Championship and a World Cup maybe. No, I think you always have to be, I'm always someone who tries to look at the game as optimistically as possible. For example, I don't see the point in playing a game thinking, oh, we're going to lose today, or yeah, we might do well this season, but next season, I don't know if we'll win. I think you have to go into every competition every year thinking that you can win it. Otherwise, what's the point, you know? So it's hard to put an exact number on what titles and how much of this, how much of that. I just prefer to keep performing well. In 5 years, if my family's still healthy and happy, that's the most important to me. And yeah, to continue performing the way I am, because I know that I have the confidence that I can do good things.